systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the SHIPIT Nation Week 4 Cash Game Show. Same place, same time, same crew. Myself, Title, will be going through all the cash game plays, starting to build that player pool rolling into Sunday, and then obviously you can get over to SHIPITNation.com where we provide cores for FanDuel Cash and DK Cash. We did get a little bit of news right before hopping on here. Jaden Daniels is going to be out, and also Terry McLaurin going to be out. Chuba Hubbard questionable. So that's kind of the relevant news that might impact some decision making for cash roll into week 4. But as I said, every week joined by my guy Title. What's going on? Any initial week 4 cash game thoughts?
Still no bye week. Week 5 next week it starts. Like London starts this week. We have 2 Monday games, so we're gonna start seeing a lot shorter slate starting next week. But we still got 11 games. We had like 13 last week and stuff. 11 games, good. Yeah, injuries are kind of starting to pile up, like Chuba Hubbard questionable. I know Jalen Warren isn't on the slate. He's questionable. Kind of hard to read into like how truly questionable these guys are. But as the year goes on, it's more important Saturday night, Sunday morning, tune into that show, inactives, stuff like that can happen. I'm glad we got the Jaden news. They're rolling Mariota again. Mariota looked great. I mean, if there was any bit of hesitancy or like you're scared of Jaden re-injuring anything, like play Mariota. He's perfect in that system. He made all the right plays. No Terry McLaurin, so that's going to hurt him a little bit. Down as wide receiver 1. In terms of the slate, like no tight end is above 6K. That's kind of like what I always look at, the onesie position. We do have Josh Allen net on the slate, but plenty of cheap quarterbacks. Mariota again, Jackson Dart going to be starting the rest of the year for Russell Wilson. Some solid lower mid-tier-ish quarterbacks. But you can't really pay at tight end. And in the running back room, wide receiver room, I don't know. I think right now it stands to be a pretty tough cash week, which I like that. I will always prefer tough over easy. So excited to break it down.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I just kind of looked at it quickly before we dive in here and, really get into the specific plays. But I would definitely say week 4 is going to be the most challenging to come up with a comfortable play. There's nothing that stands out as like super, super elite value. There's some for sure that we'll get into, but nothing like jumping off the page that we've seen specifically like last week where we had the 4K quarterbacks and running backs under 6K that are super, super elite. But before we get started, just ask one thing. If you guys could please hit the like button and subscribe on this video, helps us out a ton. This is obviously a free show and plan to keep it that way as long as we get some solid numbers on it, likes and subscriptions. So do us that favor. We'll start at the quarterback position. We'll start on DraftKings. Have it sorted right now by I'll sort it by salary, and you can see we have Josh Allen 77, Lamar Jackson 75, Jalen Hurts 67. So we have some of these high-end rushing quarterbacks on the slate. It's been kind of back and forth in terms of if they're on the main slate or on a showdown slate, but we have them here. So if you do want to spend, that option is available. I went and sorted by value here. I just put in a number for Mariota. We don't have a number on them. Saber doesn't either. I put in, 16.7. It feels somewhat realistic. I was curious to see what the real number is, but that seems, I'd say, pretty fair. Geno Smith popping as a solid value play. He's looked good and gets pretty good matchup, I'd say, here against Chicago. Mariota with the, fake projection, but probably pretty accurate. I mean, it's going to be somewhere around there within 1 or 2. Got Caleb Williams at 5'8", which I'd be fine playing him. Mahomes at 6K. Then Penix, who, man, after last week, can't imagine clicking that name in cash. So it doesn't seem like anything clear at this point. Last week was very clear. You're probably just playing Mariota at 4K. He's 1,000 more expensive. Geno looks good. Caleb. Based on my first glance at everything, you probably have to save a little bit here. What are your initial thoughts?
I agree. I think quarterback's wide open on DraftKings. It's I think more condensed on FanDuel like it usually is. It's easier to spend up there. I just don't see myself like if I have all the money, if injury news breaks and more value opens up, like I'm just not seeing like the 3K receivers or the 2.8K tight ends and stuff like that. I'm looking at more middling builds as of now. If I can get Josh Allen, like sign me up. Now the dude's rushing. It's just the rushing ceiling and his passing ceiling, just everything is amazing. They're implied for 31 points, by far the highest on the slate, 4 points higher than the next, which is Detroit. The problem is they're also playing the Saints. Like, how much are the Saints going to push them? Now, Josh can easily get there in a half or 3/4, but that's a lot of cheese right there. I do prefer him to Lamar. I would want to find the 200 if I can. But going down a little bit, then I think the next one is Patrick Mahomes at 6K. But I would be lying if I loved it. Like, he needs to do so much for this team is why I like it a lot. He's using his legs a lot more this year. Pacheco's dust, Kareem Hunt's dust, like Brashard Smith, they're talking about maybe mixing him in more. He's a pass catcher, but they're 2.5-point dogs against a Ravens team that, I mean, their offense is great. Like, they're going to push them that way. Who knows about the defense? Goff and the crew just lit them up that way. But I could see Mahomes dropping back 40 plus times in this game easily. And if that's the case at 6K, he'll get Worthy back, which is really big for him. Right now, I think he's again, if I have the money for Josh, I'm fine with it. Otherwise, I think that's the next tier I would go to. If I need a little savings after that, I think we're in the Daniel Jones, Drake May, Geno Smith range, 5'6", 5'5", 5'4". Danny Dimes has been phenomenal. He's in a dome. He has a little rushing upside there. Nothing bad to say. Drake May, a little rushing upside there. Carolina team, not worried to pick on. I think that's fine. And then Geno Smith. This Bears team is very much beatable through the air. We saw Geno. Now, Genti's in a good spot too. We'll talk about him when we get to running back. But we saw Geno air it out a lot. You got Bowers, you got Jacoby, you got Trey Tucker. 5'6", 5'5", 5'4", I think are all very, very solid price tags. If you want more savings, then I think you're getting to the two guys, Mariota 5K, Jackson Dart 4.5. I don't know, man. It's so tough. This is one of the weeks where I will not be building quarterback first. I will go to the skill position players. I will plug in who I believe to be the locks. And then after that, I think we'll be looking at a couple 3v3, stuff like that. And from there, yeah, I'll take into consideration projection, ownership. I know football. DraftKings quarterback is wide open this week.
Yeah, and that's where you can kind of finagle with defense a little bit, go down if you need, a couple hundred. If you really like Caleb over Geno Smith, find the 400 somewhere. So it does seem like a pretty fluid position. Over on FanDuel, you typically can kind of spend up a little bit more. These guys are better in terms of the way they play, in terms of the scoring. The running quarterbacks it is with Josh Allen, Lamar, Jalen Hurts. I would definitely find a way to, if you have 8,500, I'd find a way to get up to Lamar or Josh Allen. I'm with you. I prefer Josh Allen if you are spending. Coming down, it is a pretty big drop after that. Go down to like Justin Herbert at 79, Mahomes 78. Sort by value and see how much is Mariota over here, because I did have
6.6K.
6.6. Let me just throw in a random number so it kind of shows up when we're going through this. So at 17, that's probably pretty aggressive. Do 16.
You put it on Adrian Martinez.
Yeah, definitely not playing Adrian Martinez. That's for sure. Don't
think Adrian Martinez would play Adrian Martinez.
Don't play Adrian Martinez in cash. That is one thing I can definitely tell you at this point.
Maybe you'll still beat Nades. Maybe you'll still beat Nades if you play him.
Yeah, that would be the only chance Nades hasn't beaten me in a head-to-head is me playing Adrian Martinez.
It gets me the same at 0.
Same, yeah, I'd get 0. So 16.5, Mariota is showing up, and that could be an aggressive number, but
no, I think that's safe.
Too far off. Yeah, Caleb Williams, 75. Geno's a little bit more expensive here, 72. But I do think overall you probably, if you have the ability to do so, find a way to probably just play like Josh Allen if you can make it work over here. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I want Josh Allen if I can get him. It's a lot easier. Always on FanDuel. The rushing upside is phenomenal. I guess I may be even on DraftKings. Like, I want to find that 200 on DraftKings if I had Lamar to get up there, that 300 from Lamar to Josh Allen. If it all just came down to it and I needed it, I'm fine with it. Like, that it's one of the highest totals on the slate. Lamar, I mean, they have to be motivated. What a brutal start for them. This Chiefs defense hasn't looked too great. Like Lamar's really good, but I feel like the floor ceiling, and I guess I don't even know about ceiling this week, but the floor feels higher on Josh a little bit due to his legs and just a cupcake matchup. One thing that we have, it sounds like Brock Purdy is going to play on Sunday instead of Mac Jones. And Brock Purdy is also only 6.6K, the same price as Mariota. He gets a Jaguars team that's not good. And we saw it's just the Kyle Shanahan offense. When you have a guy like Christian McCaffrey, it opens up so much for your team. I'm hoping they get Juwan Jennings back as well. But Purdy against Jacksonville, and they're implied for 24 points, almost 25 points, which is like 6 on the board this week. I just think that's a misprice. So if we do get Brock Purdy over Mac Jones, again, which I'm expecting, Mac Jones dealing with his own thing, shout out to him, just a real life grinder football player. Like he was hobbling and he was hurt in that second half last week. He willed his team to a win there. So I think they go back to Purdy. 6.6 is way, way too cheap for that matchup. And I think it's just a better spot than it is for Mariota, who's the exact same price tag. So right now I'm thinking Josh all the way up top. If you don't have the 300, I'd be fine with Lamar, or it's Purdy. So again, 2 totally different builds. If you plug in Josh on FanDuel at 9K or Purdy at 6.6, it'll definitely change what you do at other positions. And we'll talk about that when we go through the other ones.
Let's take a look at running back over on DraftKings. Got Christian McCaffrey, 8,500. I mean, if we have the money, he just doesn't even need to find the end zone to have like a massive, massive game. So much upside in regards to receptions. You got Bijan at 82. I'd definitely just find a way to get up to McCaffrey. Got Gibbs, Barkley, Jonathan Taylor. So we do have a lot of the high-end running backs on the slate. Cash, you probably can't play them all. Jonathan Taylor's been phenomenal at 75. James Cook's in a really good spot, favored by 16 at home. Sort by value, see what pops up. James Cook, McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, Hampton, I think is a really good value on this slate without Najee Harris, 5,900. They're favored by essentially a touchdown here. I think he's a fine option. Scatterboo got a ton of work, all the receiving work, and Taylor's out. So I think we have definitely have some options on the slate. But as you can see here, sorted by value, I think James Cook at 71 shows up as a solid play, and then it's just a matter of you can get McCaffrey. But I don't know. I don't think we have the value at this point to comfortably lock in McCaffrey for cash. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's if you're going like down to the Jackson Dart, Mariota stuff, then you maybe do for McCaffrey. I think McCaffrey, JT, James Cook, how we have it is the spends. If you go there, I think Genti is just completely mispriced at 6.2K. Like this Bears team is one I want to attack. It hasn't been Genti's fault. I think I saw a stat. He's like the most, he's been hit the most behind the line of scrimmage of any running back and like by a wide wide margin. They finally get a lot better matchup this week. I love that price tag for 6.2K.
We're a little bit light on them. I mean, we have them at 12.8. Sabre has it at 15.5. Now, if I plug in the Sabre 15.5 and then sort by value, like where's the show? This is like a eye test. What's the term? I know ball sort of thing. Like They're going to get him more work. The matchup is good. And it hasn't been his fault. I agree with you. I think he has 3 things definitely working in his favor this week.
He's minus 140 to score. I mean, that's a pretty good number for 6.2K. So, yeah, I think that. But again, there's a lot of good plays. Hampton, like you talked about, 5.9K. A team that, we thought coming into the year wanted to run the ball first. Their offense is just so efficient, though, even though it didn't look great last week. Broncos got after them a little bit. But there's no Najee Harris. So there's just no – the lack of competition, a starting running back for 5.9K, like he was going third in best ball at the end of the day. The offense is going to move. I like that a lot. And then you drop down Scatterbo. There's no Tyrone Tracy. He's 5'5". I mean, the dude runs super, super hard. I'm looking at this as an upgrade, Jackson Dart to Russ. I've never been a Russ guy. I think they move the ball a little more. And it's a rookie quarterback. Like they're going to want to run the football. If you can establish the run, it opens up play action. It opens up the whole offense. So I think there's just so many outs for Scatterbo to get there at 5.5K. There's no reason to go cheaper. Scatterbo 5'5", Hampton 5'9", Genti 6'2", and then you're looking at James Cook, C-Mac, JT, and I'll throw Bucky in there at 6.9K too. I mean, just a really good running back, a solid game environment. I'm fine with it. I think I do prefer Cook, JT, and them, but Bucky 6'9", if I didn't have the 200 from James Cook, wouldn't be the worst thing.
Over on FanDuel, they got pretty aggressive with Jonathan Taylor's price tag all the way up to 9,500. Most expensive running back on the slate. Got McCaffrey at 9.3, where I kind of talked about he can get there without scoring a touchdown on FanDuel. Probably have to score the touchdown, so a little less valuable there. Derrick Henry, pretty expensive. Bijan, Saquon, James Cook, Gibbs. Sort by value, see what pops up. 5,400 for Scatterboo. I mean, you got to play him. That might be the first lock of the show. Scatterboo 5,400. Wild miss. Were they on? They're on a primetime game, right? Were they on Monday night?
Yeah, he was on the freaking winner Sunday night.
Yeah, or Sunday night. Yeah, so the pricing
Captain winner. Yeah, 22-9.
Yeah, so this pricing came out before that game was over. That's why he's 5,400. Pollard at 62, Genty at 68. Like, man, like this is the route to man. So like how I view FanDuel is you have the ability now to spend up at quarterback. Maybe you don't play one of these expensive running backs. You got Scatterboo, you got Genty, who I like, you got Tony Pollard, who the team freaking sucks, but he just gets all the work. Hampton 7K. Like, man, maybe we don't have to spend at running back on FanDuel. So talk me through this.
Yeah, I see it the same. I think Genty, Scatterbo are just completely mispriced on FanDuel. And it's easier. Like guys that, I mean, they're capable at catching passes, but they're by no means meant to catch passes. And that's good on FanDuel. Like the half-point PPR versus the full point, they just look completely mispriced. I mentioned -140 for Genty to score. Scatterbo is that was Hampton. Hampton's -135, pretty good. Scatterbo plus 105, but just a complete misprice without Tyrone Tracy and all the work. So I think you go Genty, Scatterbo. Then after that, if you have the money, you play C-Mac. Like if you're going Purdy over Josh Allen, I'm almost surely going to probably spend up for C-Mac. Otherwise, you drop down 2K. There's Bucky Irving at 7.3. 300 below him is Hampton at 7K. And then, yeah, Pollard I'd be fine with too. I have a Pollard problem. I play him way, way too much. It felt good to get there last week, but I'm not even sure you need it. If you do need the savings at 6.2 and you go Pollard, Scatterbo, and Genty, then you're almost for sure playing Josh Allen. But there's Josh Allen builds that you can still live in that Bucky Hampton range at 7.3, 7K, and get by that way. So, yeah, what you do at quarterback, I think, really depends on what you're doing at running back 3.
Yeah, I mean, Scatterboo, 5,400, man. He's going to be super. It opens up a ton on FanDuel for sure.
And it's not a tournament show, but if you want to leverage that, a clear Jackson Dart to neighbors or just going neighbors or something in tournaments is something I'd be interested in.
Yep. All right. Over on DK, we'll flip to the wide receiver position, just sorting by salary. Nakua 7,900. And now I will say, he's an absolute beast. He is just so safe. I mean, wide receiver is a volatile position. He is like opposite of volatile, like whatever the word is, like not volatile at all. And he could get even better here. Devontae Adams didn't practice yesterday, and I don't think he's practiced all week. And if he's the standalone wide receiver in this offense, I mean, it could be Nuke City, could be a priority in cash if we can make it work. Nico Collins, Amon-Ra, Neighbors, Abuka. If you're in this vicinity, I would just find a way to get to Puka, and then if Devontae Adams is ruled out, probably find a way to get to Puka. Jacoby Myers at 54 showing up when we sort by value. Deebo Samuel, I think, is a fine play at 6K, even with Mariota in there. Trey Tucker absolutely nuked the slate last time out. Amon-Ra's showing up. So I don't know. I mean, you have some options here. Thornton, I think, probably better suited for tournaments opposed to cash games. But I don't know. I don't think there's like a standout must play at this position. That's, again, why in the beginning, you kind of alluded to the fact there isn't like a super clear route. I'm not seeing anything super clear at this position.
Yeah, I agree. Puka's the one that I would really want to start my team with. I mean, his floor ceiling combo is just out of this world. It felt even last week like I had him in cash. He started off awful and stuff in the first quarter. Next thing you know, he has the bonus. He has like 26 in a flame. Didn't even get a touchdown. Hardly felt like he had a great game. So if I can get him 7.9K, like if his name was Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase and he had the same production he's had to start the year, he's 9.4K, 9.5K. It feels like DraftKings would have him. So yeah, give me Puka all day, every day right now in this one. If you have the money to go Nico, like if you're really going the cheap at running back, cheap at quarterback, and you can start Puka and Nico, I'm good with that. Like this Tennessee defense is not good. 7-point favorites at home for the Texans. Feels like just such a get right spot for them. So I'd be good going there. By no means a priority. I would prioritize Puka over him for sure. Going down a little bit, Adunze, I mean, at 6'3". I'll even say A.J. Brown at 6'4". I think those are very two solid price tags without breaking the bank with upside. A.J. Brown definitely got right last week. Adunze's the clear wide receiver one, and that's a very sneaky game, or I hope it's sneaky with Vegas and Chicago, but I think that's pretty interesting. Going down a little more, like Devontae's price at 6'2" looks so good, but I don't think I want to play Puka and Devontae together in cash. And with all the injury stuff we're talking, I don't think we need to do that. Going down a little more, Drake London. Got a Drake London problem. There's no doubt about that. He's 5.7K.
It's an easy problem to fix when 10x is thrown on the football. Like problem solved there.
I know. He's 5'7". He is most definitely in play for me. Going down a little more.
You are not playing him in cash. I will hack your account and change your lineup for you.
Very well might play him in cash. If I do, I can let you know. And if you want to scoop some, I like you too much.
Actually, yeah, title bucks are tasty. So yeah, I might have to get in there if you're playing London. I'm gonna have to scoop you off the board.
You look in that range, like Tet's dealing with an injury in New England's pretty tough, but like he's 5'9". There's not too much in that range. Quentin Johnston, Keenan Allen, I'm fine with, I guess. But again, if I play Hampton, do I want two Chargers? I'd be fine with it, but I don't love it. Jacoby Myers at 5'4". That's a price tag that definitely stands out. Yes, there's Brock Bowers. Yes, there's Trey Tucker. We're probably playing Genty. But if I had two Raiders and one was Jacoby 5'4", he always fits DraftKings. Scoring better. Going down a little more, Chris Olave, another guy I have a problem with. He leads the league in targets, but he's like 134th in receiving yards or something absolutely crazy like that.
Not all targets are created equal.
You're absolutely right about that. There is no denying that, but he's 5.1K. Like if Jawan Jennings plays, I'd be fine with him, I think, at 5K. Michael Pittman at 5'1", I think that's a solid price tag. It's just really tough. Like when we're looking for value down low, Christian Kirk at 4'4", I'm fine with it. He came back last week. I expect the snaps to keep increasing. You mentioned Thornton, but I think Worthy is going to come back. And if so, that definitely decreases Thornton a little bit. Do I want to play a Hunter Renfrow or Parker Washington? Like, not really. I know Parker Washington will have a increased role from Demi Brown. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm almost want to prioritize receiver over quarterback, and that's why I might just be forced to save. Because if you don't want to play Drake London, and you don't want like all these Olaves of the world and Keenan and Johnston, you don't want two like Chargers. Start Puka, start Nico, and then figure out your wide receiver 3 and Jacoby. Save at running back, save at quarterback, and like you can't even spend at tight end. This is why it's tough on DraftKings this week. There's not uncomfortable plays, but kind of uncomfortable plays. You can't. Your team will look good, but I don't think it's going to look like as much of an all-star team as we've seen through the first 3 weeks, which is good.
Here's a name, and again, you might be able to take like a risk on like one spot. I think this week in cash, like if you can get the Pukas and stuff, and Mike Evans out, Godwin's still a little banged up. Sterling Shepard, 4K, 6, 4, 5 targets in the first 3 games. Like he's still involved. Can he go out there and get us 10 fantasy points? Yeah, I think he can.
I agree. I mean, him, Parker Washington, Christian Kirk, I think I'd be fine with all of them as the last piece. It's just
you'd have to get everything else. You'd have to have everything else. You'd have to that would have to be the last piece that kind of makes everything else work, I think is the mindset there.
Yeah, if you hate like those mid 5K guys that we were talking, which it sounds like you really don't love them,
I just
and
play
yeah,
Jacoby Myers over
I agree.
Drake London, like at this point, and it's not even close. I'd find a way. I like Debo.
What about
I'd
like
find a way to get him.
Keenan
Yeah.
or Johnston?
Yeah, I just play all those guys over.
Yeah, maybe I did overlook Debo a little bit with no Scary. I mean,
yeah,
it's
think
still
he's a good play.
Mariota. It's still a run first team, but
Get
yeah,
some of that
maybe
rushing stuff too.
yeah, maybe I should add. I will add Debo in that mix. That's pretty good. I know
he was asked last week, but he did carry it 3 times.
Yeah, and now no Terry. Like,
Yeah,
they didn't really need to push it in that game as well.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows if Atlanta gets there? But yeah, I don't think we see Godwin. Like, we have a projection on him right now, but I don't think he plays. So
you don't think
that'll be
so?
one.
I think there was a tweet that I
Yeah.
want to say he's expected to play. Let me
Oh.
just verify that. I think they said because they listed like Baker Mayfield is questionable.
Worse
Listed
than Godwin. I saw all 3 of those.
Yeah,
I just know coming into the year, they were very. It sounded
Baker, Chris Godwin, Wirfs
not
will be
participate
questionable.
in
All are trending towards playing. So I think he does probably play. I mean, who knows if it's.
I definitely wouldn't play him, but that would limit my interest a little bit in Shepard. I mean, you already have Ibuka, you already have Godwin, kind of too. Like, I probably wouldn't get to Shepard if that's the case.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. Over on FanDuel, we have been able to the pricing at wide receiver, like the mid to lower tier stuff, has been cheaper all season and more appealing opposed to some of those DK plays. Got Puka at 9.4, Amon-Ra 8.8, Malik Neighbors 8.4, Collins 8.2, then kind of just goes down. Sort by value though, and let's see. Got Debo 64, got Jacoby 61. Tat is still cheap. He's questionable, but sounds like he's going to play. 5,800 is cheap for him. Ibuka, De'Ami Brown 4,900 showing up as a value. Kind of the same. Like there's nothing that's like popping off the screen here saying play me in cash. I mean, maybe it's Jacoby at 61. That seems cheap. But I don't know. Outside of that, it seems pretty wide open. I will say, like, we still have Terry projected in here. Like, Debo's projection could come up even more, potentially.
I agree. And I didn't even see that. De'Ami Brown was back at practice. So that would limit a little the Parker Washington stuff. Now, they're not using Hunter nearly as much as what was expected. But yeah, which sounds like De'Ami Brown will play. I'm not sure. It probably Christian Kirk is as cheap as I'd go at receiver on DraftKings, assuming Godwin plays and the Jags are healthy at receiver. I think receiver's really similar on FanDuel. Like Puka, they did it right at 9.4K. If you play Josh Allen, you can still play Puka. There's lineups. Like we already said, we're going
with those cheap running backs. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And we're not spending at tight end. So you can definitely make it work. And he's the guy I do want. Nico Collins at 8.2. Again, I would love to start my builds with Puka and Nico. If I don't have the money there, going down more, Debo 6.4. That looks like, a really good price tag without Terry McLaurin. So I like that a lot. Jacoby Myers at 6.1K. Really like Jacoby. Olave, I'll say his name because he's 6K. You by no means have to play him. I always prefer playing him on DraftKings and FanDuel because his A-dot's so small. He can have 11 catches for 50 yards at the end of the day. Maybe exaggerating a little bit, but you get the point. Tat McMillan, way too cheap, 5.8K. Dude's just a grown-ass man. He's a beast. Yeah. I like playing him a lot. I think that's really all. I think it's really similar. Like you can play Puka if you can. I think Debo on both sites is very strong. I think Jacoby on both sites is very strong. Nico is the spend wide receiver too if you have the money there. And then it's Tet on FanDuel. Olave is fine. Drake London better on DK, but yeah, I probably won't get to him on FanDuel at 7-1. So I think it's a pretty similar wide receiver pool on both.
Agree. Tight end.
Congrats.
Yeah, congrats, SC. That's awesome to hear. Love hearing stuff like that. Tight end, most of the higher end guys not on the slate. We saw McBride last night. We do still have Bowers at 5,800. He's projected quite a bit higher than everyone else, 2.5, 3 points higher. For some reason, Kelsey is projecting well. I mean, he's looked like complete cheeks. I mean, just really, really bad, dirty, nasty cheeks. Like he's been bad, but everyone has him projected relatively well. Tyler Warren.
The game environment. I think like the Chiefs just have to throw a ton. I would rather play Warren though.
Yeah, Warren 46, Kincaid 45, Laporta 44. Mark Andrews came back to life at he's 4,300. Johnson and Ertz. Let's sort by value, see what pops up. We got Strange at 32. Sounds like, is Loveland questionable or out? I guess that's somewhat
I
substantial.
thought I saw questionable.
All right, Loveland.
Yeah, he didn't practice.
Didn't practice, so that is somewhat interesting because you can get a full punt in a really good game environment for 3K and Cole Kmet. I wouldn't hate that. Ertz is showing up as a solid value, but strange or not strange. Kmet, if Loveland's out, seems like a pretty solid play to me.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I don't think anything pops off unless you got the 58 to go Bowers.
I agree. I don't mind Komet at 3K. I don't mind Strange at 3.2K. The thing with Bowers, like, I don't mind them, but if I'm playing Genty and I'm playing Jacoby, like, do I want 3 Raiders in cash? I don't know. I mean, the Bears are bad.
You wanted 3 Raiders in tournaments last week. That's
yeah, he did.
Sheets won actually it's 4 Raiders. Got Gino with the triple stack.
But I will say it's not even like he wanted Bowers, or so maybe he only because Bowers had the snowflake. Jacoby did fine. I mean, the Trey Tucker was what really got him there, but
full new
0.6%, and I don't know what, probably 0.4 of those percent had Gino with it.
You know what the sick part about the Trey Tucker performance is? I knew I had some because
you X'd them.
No, so I looked at it and I was getting like 9%. Trey Tucker when I got towards the end. I was like, no, I'm not playing Trey Tucker 9%. So I went in and I capped him at like 6%. I played like 6% Trey Tucker, and I had that was a lot, and just had nothing with them like whatsoever. But I looked back and had 6% Trey Tucker somehow.
Look at you.
Yeah, well,
it
didn't result in anything good.
He's one of my higher owned wide receivers in best ball. Believe that. I mean, just like the last pick.
Same. I do have a lot of him. It was him and that the other dude on that team. Is it Thornton or the other wide receiver? Yeah, I got a bunch of both of them in best ball.
Yeah,
too.
I mean 42 or 40 wide receiver 3 to start the year, just crazy. Like seeing Danny Dimes, like it's people. Yeah, we try and do our best to predict things. I mean, prop markets, all that. At the end of the day, you really have no clue what's going to any given Sunday, any team, any day.
It remains undefeated, man. The thing, any given Sunday.
But yeah, so I'm not sure about Bowers. I do think if I can get Tyler Warren he just feels so safe, especially if this game, I mean, the Colts have been putting beatdowns on people. If we can get a close game, which I do expect with the Rams, and they need to throw the ball a little more, Tyler Warren looks really strong at 4.6. I don't know if I want to chase the Mark Andrews game. I think I might just rather go Hunter Henry at 4K. I think that's a really strong play. I mean, Drake May loves Hunter Henry. He's in the middle of the field. 2 touchdowns last week. I don't think it's chasing. I just think he's probably going to finish as a top 5 tight end when it's all said and done.
Catcher. I mean, he's clearly the best pass catcher, and the quarterback has a connection with him. I don't think it's chasing at all.
Yeah, I mean, Diggs' snap count has definitely been down compared to what we thought. Implied for 25, 5.5-point favorites. So I think I'm fine with Bowers. Again, if I'm playing Jacoby and Genty, which I would be if the slate locked right now, I'm not sure how I'd feel about the three Raiders. It's fine. But then Warren, then it's Hunter Henry, and then if you're not playing them, I think you're just really saving. I guess I don't hate the Njoku stuff. I'm looking at Fan and Njoku. I do prefer Njoku for 100 more. Flacco could drop back 50 times in this game. Like, they just don't. The Lions are favored by 10.5. If the Lions get up by a lot early and you just force the Browns in a dome to have to drop back that much, you can do worse than any tight end at 3.8K that way. So, yeah, I think it's more so I don't really see myself getting Bowers, even though he's fine. Then you have to spend less than 5K, which is why you're forced to save.
Yeah. All right, let's check out FanDuel tight end and see if it's any different. A lot of the stuff has been, applicable on both sites so far. You got Bowers 67, Kelsey 61, Laporta 6K, Warren 58, Hunter Henry 55, Mark Andrews 53. Come down, Strain 5K for Ertz. Sorted by value, it's Ertz, it's Bowers, Henry, Andrews, all in this range. I don't know, man. It seems pretty up in there at this position as well over on FanDuel.
I would like to get either Bowers or Warren at 6'7" or 5'8". If I can't, I'd be fine with Hunter Henry at 5'5". If I can't go there, Ertz at 5K. No Terry McLaurin. Mariota's already a good quarterback. He already looks for Ertz. Now that they're down Terry, I think Ertz would be very fine at 5K. That's probably as low as I would go. If I can get Bowers or Warren, great. If I can't get that, Hunter Henry, fine. If I can't get that, Zach Ertz at 5K. I think that's as cheap as I would go.
All right, take a quick look at defense. Not going to spend a ton of time on defense. Usually looking to get out of the position as cheap as possible. So we'll pull it up, sort by value, see if anything shows up. Got Rams, Chiefs, Saints as a full 2K punt, Jaguars, Colts, Commanders. Let's see. If I was going to go cheap, I'm just going to throw one out there. Boom, boom. Probably maybe the Titans 20. Yeah, probably the Titans at 23. I think would be the cheap one.
The old line's been bad for Houston.
Yeah, I guess that may make sense. Yeah, probably Titans.
I threw it out. There's nothing that's standing out. Like, what did we have last week? Jaguars were 3-3. I want to say on. There was one spot that was.
It was Jags 3-3.
Yeah, so I'm not seeing anything like that on DraftKings or on FanDuel.
Yeah, it looks like Bucks 3,100. They are at home. Chargers and probably the Chargers favored by a touchdown. 4K. Falcons in a pick'em game 34. Raiders 33. Bears, Panthers. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing stands out.
I think a lot of that has to do, again, I almost never put defense in like early. But like if I'm playing Josh Allen on FanDuel, I'm probably more likely to have to punt defense. If I'm playing Brock Purdy, maybe I can live in that 4K range or something like that and spend up a little more. But just so much variance. I mean, I got lucky with I played Commanders last week. Again, I just fell on them. I got a punt return. The defense didn't have to do anything. Like 6
just
points.
About every defense last week touchdown.
Yeah, that's
special teams. It was crazy. It was a crazy week for defense for sure last week. I mean, it's like Vikings at halftime of the 1:00 games or 1 Eastern games, it was the highest scoring fantasy players were all defenses, like the top 4 or 5. It was wild. Never see that.
Those are the weeks you hope you have those defense. I was getting a lot of Vikings defense. I didn't have the right pieces along, but I know Rio, he won a lot of money with Vikings. I think Sheets had Vikings on his.
Yeah.
I don't love weeks like that when if you don't have that defense, you're probably not shipping, but it's a game we play.
It's a very volatile position. Just got to kind of get lucky. I mean, especially if you're building 150 teams, just got to kind of get lucky with the defensive stuff. But for cash games, go ahead. Yeah.
When do you think they're going to switch to Superflex?
Probably never.
Never.
Like
5 years from now, we're 2030. We're still rocking D's.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I don't think they're going to get rid of it, to be honest with you. Like kickers, it took a while, but I don't think they're going to get rid of D. It seems like it'd be easier if they did, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I mean, the FanDuel kickers, Greg the Leg was always the one I went to. I mean, for the Rams
those days,
Or you just completely punted with who was the Bears dude? I don't know if it was Santos back. I guess remember. No, Robbie Gold. Robbie Gold when he was like always free. Good old days.
That's right. Yeah, I do remember that. For cash this week, though, it definitely seems way less straightforward than the first 3 weeks. So definitely important to get over SHIPITNation.com. Title will put up the cores for FanDuel, the cores for DK, and then you can obviously get in the Discord and ask any questions. But I mean, these weeks are much more fun for cash, where you got to make some decisions. There's no clear route. So any final thoughts on that before we hit the road here?
No, you hit it on the head. It's been a pretty good start for cash games so far. Again, always remember late swap. If you're drawing dead, it's a lot easier to know, at least when you see trains after the noon games, you can see kind of like, oh, these guys clearly have X and X. Well, I have X and X too, and I'm down 5 points. All right, now you might have to make a change. Otherwise, like, give yourself a chance. Always look at that. So late swapping important in tournaments. It's definitely important in cash games too. Yeah, 11 games because bye weeks are starting next week, and we're going to have London for the next 4 weeks and Monday, all the island games and stuff. We're going to start seeing condensed slates. Sometimes that leads to more chalk, sometimes not, but I think this is the best week in cash we've had so far, so I'm excited.
Absolutely. All right. On the way out, if you haven't done so already, please hit the like, subscribe. Helps us out a ton. Videos are free. We'll keep them free. So appreciate all the support there. Good luck in your cash lineups, 50-50s, double ups, head-to-heads, whatever sort of cash games you're playing. We'll be back next week with the week 5 breakdown for the cash plays.